We're joined now by the head basketball coach for the men at Hofstra University, Joe Mihalich. And Charlie, I couldn't tell walking in. Did you notice the bullseye on Joe's back? As we just saw, he's got 2 CAA preseason first-teamers, a lot of other good returning gentlemen. Do you think you are the team to beat this year, Joe?
You sound like an alum now, thinking we'll never lose a game. Just right away. But are we the team to beat? I hope we're one of them. That's just the problem, that we're one of them. We're one of them. There's a whole bunch of good teams in this league. I mean, somebody showed me a stat. There's 75% of the starters are returning in this league. So last year was a 4-way tie for first place. Could happen again this year.
Talk to us about the 2 of the young men we just saw. 2 preseason first-team selections in Wanye Green and Amin Tankersley.
Yeah, well, good players make for good coaches, right, Coach? and so we're fortunate to have them. They're both special. Wanye's a particularly special player. I said to you off the air, I think he's an elite passer. He may have an NBA skill of passing the basketball. The NBA people can figure out if he's an NBA player, but he may just have that skill. So he's fun to play with, and he can score it. I mean, he's a great all-around player.
Well, they're joined on the perimeter by one of the best shooters in this league, too. And you talk a little bit about that young man.
Right, yeah, Brian Bernardo. Well, and, of course, Mean Tanksley has been a good shooter as well. And maybe our toughest kid is Amin Tanksley. But, Brian Bernardi, I say this, no matter where I am, if his name comes up, I look at my watch and I say he's probably in the gym. And it might be midnight, it might be 6 o'clock in the morning, but that's why he's such a good shooter. He's always in that gym working.
We talk about those 3 gentlemen, but Malik Nichols, Jamal Robinson, and one of Charlie's favorites, and Rokas Gustis, who you could have done some damage with a big man like that, right?
He is a man.
He likes the tough guys. Yeah. He likes the tough guys. Yeah.
That depth, though, is, it's great to have some great stars, but that depth seems to be a real factor for you last year with a 20-win season and coming into this year.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And like you mentioned, Malik Nichols, for example, and it's funny, it took me a long time because I'm not a real smart guy, but towards the end of the year we realized we were starting him. And we realized that he's better coming off the bench because he makes us better. He energizes us, and he's versatile. So him coming off the bench makes us a better team. And it's I always refer to my buddy John Beeline, who says when you make a substitution, you want to get better. And when we put him in the game and some other people that come into the game, they make us better.
Well, one of the things I've asked all the coaches is the pace of play rules that are in right now. I did one game in the postseason last year with it, and it affected the team a little. What is your thoughts about the 30-second clock and some of the other rules that they have changed to create more scoring?
Well, we played in one of those postseason tournaments where the clock was 30, and I was the guy that said, this isn't going to be much of a difference. What's 5 seconds? Yeah. So we practiced for a week with the difference, and every time you looked up, it was only 12 on that shot clock. Yeah. So it makes a difference. Like all the other coaches in America, I'm a little nervous about what's, the hand checking and the chucking and on the arm bars and all that stuff. And the spirit of it is not to score more, but for the play to have that flow and the free flow. And it makes you a little concerned that, the way these guys have been used to playing their whole lives, they got to change.
Well, you want to keep your better players out of foul trouble early, especially.
On a serious note, I've been making some phone calls. I think we're going to see a lot of zones this year. I really do. Not that you don't foul in a zone, but I think we could see some more zone.
Joe, you've used some transfers to great advantage at Hofstra. Tell us a little bit about the Denton Kuhn, a young man coming in from Princeton.
Well, he's a graduate from Princeton, so he can play right away, and. So right away, I mean, the team GPA went up, and the coaches looked even less smart than they are. So, but it's great to have him around. He's a winner. We were, again, talking off the air. Versatile guy, doesn't really have a position, 6'7", long, can pass the ball, shoot the ball. But he has this way of making his team win, and that's what we love about him.
Well, Joe Mihalich, only in his 2nd season at Hofstra, of course, a long veteran coach for many years at Niagara, but 20 wins last year. Good luck this year, Joe. Great seeing you.
Great to be with you guys. Thanks so much.
All right, that's Joe Mihalich.